Holland America cruise ship passengers who arrived at Port Everglades after days of being stranded at sea are now headed home. Good afternoon. I'm Maribel Rodriguez. More than 1,100 passengers showing no symptoms of being sick were driven from the port to the airport and then will take charter flights to airports across the country. CBS 4's Ted Scouten is live at Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport with the latest. Ted.
Hi, Maribel. Well, that first flight finally just took off. It was supposed to leave at 10:30, ended up leaving just about 2-3 minutes ago. That is heading to Toronto. 243 very happy passengers on board the plane. You can see right back here, there's a couple of airplanes back there. The one you see in front of us, that's the next one to go out that's going to Atlanta. It was supposed to leave at noon. Instead, that's obviously delayed. Next to it, a little bit difficult to see. That one is going to San Francisco later on today. So in all, about 1,200 people are beginning their journey home. With the BSO escort, buses filled with passengers makes its way to Fort Lauderdale-Hollywood International Airport. When those buses arrived, passengers boarded the first of 5 charter flights. This plane is heading to Toronto. Other flights throughout the day are going to Atlanta, San Francisco, Paris, continuing to Frankfurt and London.
First person's boarding.
As passengers made their way onto the plane, many were greeted with people in hazmat suits. At one point, one person was checked out by paramedics, but it looks like they were cleared to travel. Passengers arrived at Port Everglades Thursday afternoon. Roy and Diane Smith were on board. They remained healthy the entire cruise. Since they live in Florida, they were able to leave the ship shortly after arriving. The cruise line got them home.
They had drivers waiting for us and loaded us up and brought us to our doorstep.
How relieved were you to see your house?
That's almost indescribable. And when we got home last night, it was we kind of sat on the couch and it was kind of, wow, are we really home?
Roy and Diane were quarantined in their room while on board. They had no balcony. Roy said it was great to get a breath of fresh air.
When I got up this morning, first thing I did was open up all the windows in the house, and so we can get some fresh air through the house. And went outside, and oh man, this is so great.
As around 1,200 passengers are set to fly out, Roy has a special thanks for the people of Fort Lauderdale and the greeting he got as they pulled into port.
All the people were out on their balconies, out in the yard, waving flags and waving and cheering as we came in. And, it was very heartwarming to see that kind of welcome from the citizens.
Chopper 4 over the airport now. You can see 2 planes there, one going to Atlanta, the other to San Francisco. The idea here is that they're getting passengers to hubs, so from those hubs they can get home wherever home is. Also sending other flights to Europe, to Paris, Frankfurt, and London to make sure that people who are from Europe are able to get home more quickly. Now, something else we need to talk about, the Coral Princess. There are 12 confirmed cases of COVID-19 on board the ship. Right now it's off the coast of the Dominican Republic. Initially it was scheduled to come to Fort Lauderdale and get here tomorrow afternoon. The port is telling me that is not on the schedule anymore. I spoke to the sheriff just a few moments ago, who is part of that unified command over at the port. He said at this point the Coast Guard still has not approved any plan for that ship to come into shore. At this point they're still working on it, still trying to hash out all the details. Live at the airport, Ted Scouten, CBS 4 News.